Catch Me at the Ballpark. Episode 5 is now out, so let's talk about it. So Catch Me at the Ballpark episode 5 is now out for you guys to go and check out. And if you guys are not watching this anime, what are you doing? This little slice of life anime is so freaking good. So for people who haven't seen the first 4 episodes or anything like that, let me just give you a little quick rundown of what this actual anime is. So it's a slice of life comedy anime about the lives of people within a baseball park. So obviously in Japan, they love their baseball. Now, I am not a baseball fan. I don't like baseball. I don't like watching or anything like that, but I love this anime. And it's about a vendor girl who sells beer. It's about a guy who comes and, enjoys baseball. You've got everyone, all these different little bits of life coming to this one stadium and connecting with each other. That is really what it is. It's hilarious. It's got everything you need. So 100% you should be checking it out. Now, as it comes for episode 5 here, normally what they do is they break them into parts. So it's almost like an anthology sort of episodes. So you have 3 parts in episode 5 here again, where we dive into 3 different type of stories revolving around the characters that we know and love in this anime. Now, the first part is obviously Murata has come to the ballpark again. And he's like the main guy that we see all the time. He's always there. And he comes in, but he notices that his co-worker, who they just hired, is now here as well, and she's a huge baseball fan. So she's like, is it okay if I come sit next to you and we can watch the game together and that? And him just being the great gentleman that he is, he's like, sure, but I do like to watch it solo. That's like my escapism. So she comes across, she reveals that she's got a jersey and everything. And then we have the vending girl, the girl that we all love, Ruriko. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, Ruriko. She turns up and she's like, oh, hey, Mr. Regular, because he always buys beer from her. And obviously there's a connection between them two. That is the big focus throughout the whole entire anime, is these two. And she notices that he's sitting next to her. So obviously she just starts getting jealous. And so she starts spouting off some stats and that she heard from him. And then it turns out that actually the person that is there, that works with him, is huge baseball fan, that she knows all these other stats. And Rikio is just like, oh man. So she just walks off and she's like, you should get some Ninstar. You should get Ninstar, And then she walks off defeated. So then he goes and buys his food like he does. And if you guys have been watching, you know that the chick that works at the food stand has a huge crush on him, calls him Prince Charming. So when she sees that he's with there, she's like, oh no, Prince, what have you done? What, like, my life is ruined. So then he goes back out, they start eating. Obviously, Rukio comes back and she's like, oh, now you go buy another beer and stuff like that. But it turns out that they actually didn't get their change. So she comes running, the food girl comes running back, and she notices, like, there's 2 girls around him now, but she's got mad respect for Rukio. And that whole stuff, it was just hilarious. And Old Mate's just sitting there. Murata's just sitting there. He's just like, what's going on here? So that was the first part. I loved it. It was hilarious. And then you get into the second part, which involves 2 women here. And one is a wife of one of the baseball players, and the other one is a girlfriend. Now, they don't know each other. But so this whole section here, it's so funny because I could see this actually happening in real life. I could actually see this happening. So they have these meals. You know how sometimes in Macca's and stuff like that, they'll have an athlete do like a meal. This is their meal. So they have that here. And there's one that is selling really, really quick. And then there's the other 2, which are the wife and girlfriend's baseball players. And their meals aren't selling. So the wife goes and buys one and is like, oh, cool, I'm going to buy it because I'm going to support my husband in that. And I want him to go, like that. And then as she walks, she sees another woman buy 2 of the competitors. And it's like, wait a second. No, I can't have this happening. So they go and sit down. And she comes back and she's bought 2 more. So now her husband is ahead. So they start eating. And then this is where they have like this battle of who can get the most. And they end up buying the whole thing. And what they realize is when they bought all the stuff, they come out, they start walking away. These two guys come up and they want those particular ones, and they're like, "Oh man, they're all sold out now. Oh, I really like this, I really like that." And then they're like, "Oh, well, we'll just get this and that." And then you see them sitting down and they're eating it, and they're like, "What? This doesn't make any sense. Like, how can you like this and that?" I just thought it was hilarious. But the funny thing is, they pan it down to the bottom where the two dudes who play baseball are like friends. And then it's like the narrator's like, well, these two could have been friends if only they talked to each other and stuff like that. It's so good. And then you get to the third story, which I found very, very nice. Because, you know, we all go to watch sports, to watch the players. Like, that's ultimately why we go. And we don't really take much notice of what is actually put into the event, behind the scenes and everything like that. This show really does. It dives into the behind the scenes stuff and all the people that work there, which is something I like. And in this one, you have a father and daughter there. They're sitting there and it's raining and there's a delay of game and stuff. And she's like, "Oh, why did we have to come? And, you know, this is crap and stuff." And then the dad explains to her, like, "Yeah, but in this moment, we get to see everything." And what he means by that is they show you everyone that works there behind the scenes. You get to see all the hard work they put in. Even on a day like this, they're out there in the rain, making sure the field is okay so they can resume play if they have to. You know, the vending girls are still out there selling beer and, you know, food and everything like that, even though it's raining. You're just seeing every single cog in this event tick. And I found that very, very satisfying because I was like, you know, some of us, we take it for granted. We don't see the behind the scenes of what goes into all this. And it's not just about the players. Like, yeah, they're the ones ultimately that go on the field and play the game. But without the backroom staff and everyone there, you know, playing their part, the cameraman, all that, we wouldn't get to enjoy it. And I really like that they brought that to life here. And I think that's just such a good message to send out there, especially to sports fans. Sometimes we do take it for granted and we don't actually realize that there's people behind there that don't get the credit that they deserve for putting on these events. And I really, really like that. And then obviously, you know, the rain stops and they resume play and they actually won and they're climbing up the ladder now. So the Motor Suns, they are climbing up. I'm invested in the Motor Suns, man. I want them to win the, whatever you call the Japanese baseball trophy. I know here in America it's called the World Series, but only American and Canadian teams playing it. But hey, it's the World Series apparently. But anyway, I'm very interested to see the Motor Suns win, man. I want them to win. I want all of the people in this anime to witness their team winning, man. I'm a Motor Sun, man. If I was ever to go for a baseball team, I'm going for the Motor Suns because they're my team now. But I love this anime. If you guys have been watching it, let me know your thoughts on this episode. Let me know your thoughts on it. I just think it's fun, hilarious, and it's just such a fun anime. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.